Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with a little update on Miss Gypsy Rose. She decided to do a get ready with me of sorts and talk about things. So we're going to allow her to have the floor. And yes, I have already watched this once because I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth my reaction and worth your all's time. But I do think that it's interesting in the grand scheme of her as a topic. So we're going to get into it. If you're interested, please keep watching. Alright, you guys, so before we get into the actual reaction, I have two things that I want to say. First is not related at all to Gypsy Rose. Maybe one out of every 2,500 comments that I receive, somebody will say that my sound is low, like they can't hear my video. So I want to know from y'all, if you watch my videos on any form of a consistent basis, do you ever feel like my sound is low? Do I need to look into that more? Sometimes I think that it's just the person's device, whether it's ear pod situation or a laptop or a phone. Sometimes I think it's the device because I really don't hear that very often. However, I did want to throw it in because I just got a comment that I saw earlier today of somebody saying that the sound was low and they were using AirPods, and I'm thinking that it's probably because of their AirPods, but I don't know. So I want to know from y'all, is that something that I need to look into? Sound off down below. The second thing I want to talk about is just the obvious disclaimer that if you don't care about the haters, you don't address them at all. They don't exist in your world because you just don't care. And, I can speak from personal experience. I have, a couple people who I think are actual haters of mine because no matter what I say or do, it's going to be picked apart. I'm the worst person ever. Nothing I do is ever right. I don't address them. I'm certainly not wasting my time on hearing them out because I tried to hear you out and I saw what you were trying to say. So I'm done. So I realize that this whole social media thing is very new for her, but if you're going to stand on you don't care about the haters, then you shouldn't be addressing them at all. If you are unbothered, show us that you are unbothered. That's just my opinion. But I also know that social media and this new world that she's living in is something that is literally brand new. So I understand a little bit of both sides, but I just think it's funny when people constantly address their haters. Like, oh, you can't bring me down right now. I'm on a high. I'm living my best life. That whole thing.
You guys, I'm here with Gypsy Rose herself, the celeb of the moment. So I know you have so many followers, so much love on social media. But what I want to know is, what do you have to say to the haters?
Well, can't bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life, and y'all can't take that from me.
And the D is
fire.
Then why are you giving them any attention? Because this video to me came off as very much, I'm saying I'm unbothered, but I'm actually bothered because it's very clear in this video that something is bothering Miss Gypsy Rose. So before I blabber all night long, let's hear what she had to say. Hey guys, I also wanted to add in here that as you can see, Miss Gypsy Rose has turned off all comments across her entire TikTok channel, and the YouTube channel where she uploaded this video that we're about to watch is now wiped clean as well, and there is no content on this channel.
I do my makeup and I'm just gonna talk. So I really just want to thank everybody that has continued to support me throughout my journey. I know that there is quite a few support, quite a few hate. The hate doesn't bother me. I'm pretty secure in who I am as a person, and I just don't let it get to me.
So she is secure in people knowing that she, in my opinion, took advantage of somebody who has a mental illness, and she kind of orchestrated that entire thing. So she's okay with that, even though she says that she's not going to call herself because she didn't commit the act. I think that Gypsy Rose could use a lesson in hypocrisy and why people are actually upset. This is not just, don't get me wrong, there are definitely a few people who definitely just hate her because they hate her. However, a lot of people are putting the puzzle pieces together, and as they're putting the puzzle pieces together, they are stepping back and saying, is this somebody that should actually be admired? Is this somebody who should be propped up on social media? Is this somebody who should be so insanely supported? She has over 8 million followers on Instagram. Is that something that is deserved? That's what I see. People calling into question what exactly is going on with this situation. Let's talk about the facts. Let's talk about the trial. Let's talk about the interrogation. So the whole, everyone is just in the hater category, I disagree with, but let's keep going.
I always was told and learned, even in prison, that when haters run their mouths, the best thing to get under their skin is not like engaging in the drama. It's actually just living your life, like not letting it affect you. And so all the hate that's on social
I've seen the exact opposite from Gypsy. I don't see her, at least not on social media. I don't see her out here doing what she said she was going to set out and do. I see somebody who is awkwardly quiet, and then when she does come out with a video, she shuts off comments and says how the haters don't matter. And then she'll throw in a video like, oh, we got a puppy. Oh, I donated some hair to organization that helps people who have cancer. It's just not been a good look overall so far, and people have every right to disagree with that.
Media doesn't affect my normal life. It doesn't affect my marriage or my happiness. The people that really know me love me because they actually know me. But anyway, just putting out a video saying, like, thank you guys.
So she's telling all of y'all who are rabidly supporting her all over social media, these people still don't really know her because they're not in her real life. So that is your confirmation that you don't know Gypsy Rose. And only the people in her real actual life are the ones who know her and love her. So I don't know, she's dismissing parasocial relationships. I guess I can, understand that to a certain degree, but way to just call anybody who is not absolutely kissing your ass in real life, they fall into the bucket of being a hater.
For staying strong with me. I know that it hasn't been easy. I know that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's kind of hard to figure.
Hold on, misinformation. What misinformation is out there? I would love to know, because I have already addressed the whole Ryan Anderson being her brother's scenario. I think that's absolutely absurd. But as far as other things that I have seen, it's people having the opinion that she shouldn't be propped up, and maybe talking about the case files and the interrogations, like I said earlier. I personally don't really understand what you're trying to get at here. If people are taking official documents from police records and the case file and coming up with their own conclusion, that is their right to do so. Not everybody needs to be on the Gypsy Rose deserves all of the fans and all of the support and all of the love and admiration. Nobody is obligated to be on that train.
Figure out what is real information and what is made up. And right now, I know there's a whole lot that is just made up. And I'm not going to clap back at everybody. Like, I'm not going to waste my time.
The only thing that I have seen that is personally, in my opinion, completely fabricated and comes from nothingness, is the Ryan Anderson being her brother thing. Tell me what y'all have seen down below.
My energy that I could be putting into my marriage, that I could be putting into my own mental health, that I could be putting into the projects and the things that I want to move forward with. So, and when I mean projects, I mean like advocacy work, volunteer work, being an advocate. I'm trying to find that niche. Like, sharing my story was the first step, but I want to move forward into sharing other people's stories, because here's the thing. Not everybody's story makes headline news.
Yeah, we haven't seen any advocacy work from Gypsy. We have not seen any of that. It cannot be argued. She has not used her platform to do real advocacy work. And as I said in one of my recent videos, real advocacy work does not include getting paid for you to be involved in it.
And so I think that with my platform, as big as it is, I think that I can share other people's stories and be a voice for them. Share their own voice. Let them have a platform in which they can feel comfortable, because they can relate. We can relate. When reporters and stuff like that, they come up to you and they're like, please share your story. It would help so many people, but they don't know. They don't know what it's like. So,
okay, so I hear a whole lot of lip service, so I'm going to hold her to this standard that she is presenting to everybody publicly on social media, that I want to see other people being helped by Gypsy Rose being involved in their stories. Let's see if it happens, because so far, it ain't looking too good.
if I help share their stories, I feel like I can put them out there in a way that they can get support, they can get love, maybe freed from prison, depending on the situation. That's what I want to do with my life. So social media, it's not real life. The things that I'm doing behind the scenes that you guys don't even see, that's real life. So to all the supporters, thank you. I love you. To all the haters, no comment, because I'm not going to waste my time on you guys. All right.
So as far as social media not being real life and the things that she's doing behind the scenes, you decided to be a public figure. So you, in a certain context, are obligated to tell people what you are working on behind the scenes, because you made a promise to be better upon your release. What have you done aside from going to wrestling events, getting a dog, cutting your hair and, all of that? Y'all already know my opinion about the hair cutting situation. It seems like a lot of bullshit, allegedly, in my opinion. Just a friendly reminder, nobody on social media loves you. Yeah, they might like that you are feeding their ego and not calling them out and not looking at actual proof and evidence and coming up with your own conclusion that might not be in their favor. I'm so tired of, I love this, I love that, I love y'all, y'all are the best. I've talked about that for over 3 years on my channel. Can't stand it. I cannot imagine coming on my channel and being like, I love all of you supporters. No, I appreciate y'all and I respect y'all and I admire the time that you take out of your day to watch either a 10-minute video, a 22-minute video, a 30-minute video, whatever it is. I appreciate that beyond words. But the whole love thing is, in my opinion, just another manipulation tactic. And people that are looking at what Gypsy Rose did, what she said, what she was convicted for, is where the conclusions are being drawn from. It's not people just pulling something out of thin air. The other thing I want to talk about is she decided to basically say that Nick Godejohn was, he is not really mentally ill.
Gypsy Rose has removed her videos from her YouTube channel, which was this video this comment is to. Now, she was actually engaging with people in the comments, and I got some screenshots. So this person asked a question. She says, "You were well aware too." So Gypsy responds, "I spent my time in prison for that. I didn't choose my sentence and how many years I got to spend in prison. I didn't choose how many years my co-defendant got. A jury decided his fate, not me. And it is also a part of my parole conditions not to have anything to do with him. So I'm not going to violate my parole to advocate for him." And here is something else that people don't know. The prosecutor actually offered him twice a deal, and he turned the deals down. The deals were 25 years, and he turned them down. If he would have taken a deal to 25 years, he would have gotten 10 years, and he would have gotten 25 years, but he turned down his deal, which I'm pretty sure we do know that information, but okay. And that person replies, "LOL, what? You literally chose his fate, knowing he would do anything for you. I'm not asking you to talk about him. He clearly did what he did and is doing his time. I'm wondering why you felt it was your only option. Why did you throw him to the wolves as if you planned for him to take the fall? Why did you act like you didn't know what was going on? Why do you keep saying you don't identify as this and that? If you are truly remorseful, why don't we ever hear you talk about how sorry you are? Why have you never shed one tear for your mom? How can you talk so easily about the crime and not have any feelings about it? I'm just confused. You did your time, yes, but you definitely got off easy with your victim status, and now you claim zero responsibility and want to move on like it didn't happen, when that's exactly why people are trying to talk to you, why you're getting deals, shows, and interviews. What are you advocating for? Honestly, any worthy cause. Many people struggle with mental illness. My mother had bipolar and schizophrenia. Growing up with a parent who had mental health problems was hard, so starting a discussion about how it affects both parent and child. What are your opinions on Rachel Garlick?" So Rachel Garlick was actually in prison with Gypsy, and they were best friends to the point that Rachel's children became Gypsy's godchildren. There's a whole story behind that too. Gypsy replies, "Unfortunately, we grew apart. Do I think she associates with some very scandalous individuals? Yes. And that is why I ended our friendship. I wish her well, but sometimes some friendships need to be reevaluated." Now,
This is really hitting home for a lot of people for an obvious reason. First of all, it's absolutely disgusting. And secondly, it seems like another way for her to paint everybody else as a liar and her as the victim that got caught up in the middle of something. Me personally, I don't appreciate somebody who is not Nick's doctor coming out and saying that he is not mentally ill. Gypsy Rose is not a doctor, she is not a nurse, and she is not somebody who is qualified to throw around that kind of claim. And you are throwing around a very dangerous claim to sit there and say that people fake mental illnesses. Do you realize what kind of stigma that is putting on people who struggle with mental illness? So Gypsy Rose, in my opinion, is digging her own hole. She is digging it deep and very quickly. And I think that people have put two and two together, and they've realized that she should not be propped up on this platform that she is sitting on. There are way too many red flags, way too many pieces of evidence, and then you have Gypsy Rose current day coming out and just saying all kinds of really egregious things and simultaneously making herself to be the good girl. What an atrocious disaster. But nevertheless, that's it for tonight. So tell me how you feel about all of this down below. For now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.